Hi everyone, welcome back to Vital Healing. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Dr. Candida Schwartz. I am a naturopathic doctor as well as an intuitive healer. For Thursday's episode, we are going to talk about regulating your hormones, like rebalancing your hormones. And this is for you, whether you are in PMS mode, whether you cycle, whether you're still menstruating or not, whether you're in perimenopause, whether you're postmenopausal. This is a really great treatment therapy that I learned in school when I was in naturopathic medical school. It's so fantastic and it's a yummy, delicious treat. So I will just explain it to you first, and then I will be demoing how to turn it into this yummy treat. So comment below, where are you at? What do you struggle with your hormones as they fluctuate through the month? And again, this is for everybody. And this therapy not only will help you regulate your hormones, but it increases your fiber intake, it increases your protein, increases your minerals. There are a lot of benefits to incorporating this into your daily life, right? Okay, so it is called seed cycling. So what you do is, in theory, you have, okay, so here's where you're at. Like you have day 1 of your first bleed to day 15 or so if you have a 30-day cycle. So here is your first phase. It's called the follicular phase. This is when the estrogens are starting to build up the uterine lining. So from day 1 until ovulation for a 30-day cycle, approximately, you've got about it's 30 days, right? So it'll be about day 15. So for those first 2 weeks, you are going to want to increase specific seeds that have omega essential oils that are naturally balancing and supporting the estrogens. So, and again, these are balancing. So if you need more estrogen or less estrogen, this is a really nice way to help build up that lining and balance those hormones in those first 2 weeks until you get to that ovulation. We do this with 1 to 2 tablespoons of ground and raw. Raw is really key here. Ground, raw, either pumpkin, hemp, chia, or flax seed. And you can do a combo of those. You can do a couple, you can do all 4, you could just do 1, whatever you tolerate, whatever you like, whatever you've got in the cupboard already. But so you incorporate that 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons every day for those first 2 weeks of your cycle. Then at ovulation, or around day 15 until your next bleed, you want to support the progesterones. So you do this with ground, raw, again, always raw. You want those, you want those untempered oils to be released, ground, and you want them raw in their purest form. So you want sesame and sunflower. And you do 1 to 2 tablespoons until from ovulation, day 15-ish, until your next bleed, which should be a couple of weeks later. So if you don't know what your cycle is, like your cycle's all over the place, it's super wonky, or you no longer cycle, whether you've had a hysterectomy or you're postmenopausal, then you would go by the moon cycle. This is really important and powerful to still have this ritual and stay connected to your reproductive organs, your sacral chakra, your womb space, as well as the moon. It's really, really valuable. I can't tell you, this is like a magic trick. I mean, my patients have always come back. It's been 11 years. I do this with everybody. They come back and they can't even believe how much better they feel. And as a bonus, it'll help with your skin, hair, and nails. It's just a great way to incorporate food and have it be your medicine. So there's that. You can do that 1 to 2 tablespoons. You can add it in your smoothie. You can put it in your oatmeal. You can put it in your juice. You can sprinkle it on your salad, I guess. Like, you can incorporate those 1 to 2 tablespoons however you like. What I like to do is grind them and then put them in a glass jar, throw them in the refrigerator. So then it's just, tablespoon into my smoothie, I'm done, right? It's easy. So to take this a little further, I have this recipe and it's on my blog and it's called Make Your Own Chocolate. And I created this years ago, probably 2011, 2012, because I wanted chocolate chips for my cookies, but I didn't want the, the white sugar. So I created my own recipe. So you can just have the Make Your Own Chocolate recipe and enjoy it if that's what you want. But I decided, and I've wanted to film this for years. Like I've wanted to really get clear about it and do it. So what you can do is you can make these yummy truffles and in it have all of your medicine be in this one truffle. So I'm going to show you how right now. So in this, I have 1 ounce of melted, you're probably not going to be able to see this, huh? 1 ounce each of melted cocoa butter and coconut oil. You could do all cocoa butter and it'll be really delicious, but I cut it with the coconut oil just because cocoa butter is kind of expensive, because you need a food grade one and you want a really high grade one. So but I wouldn't skimp on it because it's so good. It just adds such a nice texture to your chocolate. It feels more like regular chocolate. So coconut oil, you can use MCT oil, you can use just coconut oil, coconut butter, all of that will work. And coconut, if you tolerate it, has lots of really great therapeutic benefits in and of themselves. Okay, so I am in the second half of my cycle. So this is going to make 7 truffles. So this will get you through 1 week of that 2-week cycle, right? So I have raw cacao powder, a 1/2 cup, and I'm throwing it in there. Raw cacao is filled with magnesium, antioxidants. It has so many great health benefits. Magnesium can be really great when you're struggling with your hormones. It's very calming. It's very soothing. The antioxidants are really great. It's, raw cacao, it gets a lot of press because it's yummy and it's actually really good for you. And then I have a 1/4 teaspoon of Himalayan sea salt that's been ground. Pop it in. Himalayan sea salt is great for just mineral replenishment, adrenal fatigue. It's really calming to the nervous system. Love it, love it, love it. And then I'm just going to stir that. Now, this isn't on any heat at this point because I want to maintain the raw as much as I can. So to this, I have 7 tablespoons of ground raw sesame seed, because I'm in my second half, the luteal phase, the second half from ovulation until, I start to bleed again. And I just pop it in there, right? So 7 truffles, I have my 7 tablespoons. Boom, it's in there. To this, it's sky's the limit. You can do whatever nuts you want to add to it. You can add whatever flavorings. I'm going to do 1/8 teaspoon of almond extract because I love it. It's like a party in my mouth. I love it. And then I am going to do some crushed pistachio. It's about 2 tablespoons. Boop, in it goes. And then I also really like the taste of cardamom with these flavors. So this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm going to do 1/8 teaspoon of cardamom. It goes kind of a long way. And then to this, I'm going to also add 2 tablespoons of goji berries. Goji berries are really great for blood building. They're anti-carcinogenic. They have fiber. They are good for anybody who's blood deficient, yin deficient. If you go to an acupuncturist, where you're just kind of depleted and tired, it's really good for anemia. So many great health properties to goji berries. It's very relaxing. It's very calming. It's great. And so then I'm probably gonna stop there, but other options that I like to do, I'm not going to do it with this one per se. Well, actually, I think I'm going to. So I like to incorporate my mushroom powder also. So I do 7 servings of this and mix that in. I'm also going to do, I like the Vital Proteins collagen powder. So I'm going to do a couple of scoops of that. These are going to add sweetness so I can use less sugar. And then another thing, where is it? Oh, here it is. I really like this Amazing Grass Raw Reserve. It's got probiotics, it's got greens, it's got other antioxidants, it's got aloe vera, it's got burdock, it's got dandelion, some different enzymes to help with digestion. So I'm going to do 7 servings of this, or I'm going to do probably 4. And I'm going to explain why I'm doing all of this in a second, but I'm just going to get this started and then we can talk a little bit more. So I'm just going to stir this all up. And then I'm going to scoop it into these little cups and then throw them in the refrigerator for about an hour or the freezer for about 20 minutes. And then I will just enjoy one once a day. So other things that I've done in the past that I really like is I've added almond butter, I've added protein powders. I like to do cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, clove, ginger, turmeric. Some of the more spices that are actually really good for hormone regulation are fennel and licorice. So if you can get your hands on some kind of like a licorice tincture from Wise Women, you could incorporate that in there too. Yeah, protein powders, nut butters, seed butters, granola. I have a really great granola recipe. Sometimes I put that in, or I put it on top and I garnish the little chocolates with it just so they're prettier. And then let's see, what else could you do? Different extracts. So the reason why I wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit about this is that when people are struggling with hormone fluctuations, like we all know the typical ones: gassy, bloated, your gut feels kind of crummy, low back pain, we can be very angry and tense and have rage. We can get really weepy and depressed. I think that hormones fluctuate and allow you to feel, they kind of force you to feel your feelings. So that being said, there is another really great supplement that I often put 7 servings into my chocolate base. It is a supplement called myo-inositol, and this is the jam. This stuff is awesome. It's relatively safe for everybody. If you have bipolar disease or you struggle with mania, you might want to talk to a doctor first before incorporating something like this. But otherwise, this is really great to help you regulate your hormones. It's really great for ovarian, healthy ovarian function. It's really good to help with emotional issues. It can help with rage, it can help with depression, it can kind of lift your mood and calm you down. So this is something that you could do before bed in your little chocolate. Really great. The only other issue that might come up with something like this is if you are taking a higher dose, like I think 2,000 milligrams a day is a very low, reasonable range to just incorporate. So if you start to feel gassy or bloated after a couple of days of this, it might be causing some digestive upset. And so the other reason I wanted to bring this up is a lot of times why we have digestive issues is because our nervous system is overcompromised. We're really stressed. We're really upset. We're we're all tense in our gut. So even if you already are predisposed to having gas and bloating, don't shy away from something like this because it actually might help you. It's blood sugar regulating. It's cardiovascular protective. I mean, it helps metabolize fats in the liver. It helps with increasing your serotonin production. It normalizes blood sugar. I think I've already talked about that. It's really great for brain health, nervous system health. I mean, it's just great. And I've gone up to 5 or 6 milligrams, or 5 or 6,000 milligrams with people, especially like fertility, people that are having fertility issues or just trying to get pregnant. This stuff is awesome. But regardless of what point you are in your cycle, whether you bleed, whether you don't bleed, whether you have ovaries and a uterus still or not, it doesn't matter. Everything that I've talked about today is really, really helpful. And so, and then the last thing I meant to do is you can sweeten this with, I'm just going to do maple syrup. I'm going to do 1 tablespoon, and then I'm going to taste. You can do 1 to 3 tablespoons. And everything is written on the blog post with all the directions, like all the different things that you can do and all the changes and variations. So don't worry about, don't get too tripped up on that. So if you have allergic issue, like if you have allergies that are bothering you, you can put in some raw honey at this point. If you coconut sugar, date sugar, whatever you like, stevia, like you can make it keto if you'd like, that's fine too. And then I feel like there was something else I wanted to talk about. Oh, so if you're having issues with your hormones in general, the things that I like to think about are your nervous system, are your adrenal glands, and is your gut, because your liver actually helps create a lot of these hormones. Your estrogens, progesterones, and testosterones, they're dancing throughout your entire, they're dancing with each other. They're going up, they're going down, they're transforming into one another. Like there's a lot going on biochemically when your hormones are fluctuating throughout the month. So supporting the liver. So that's why I was incorporating this, is because you're getting a lot of liver cleansing and you're supporting your gut, which helps you which inadvertently will help you support your hormones better. And then one reason I am doing the mushroom powder, this is for gut health, this is for immune health, this is for your nervous system, but this is also really great for adrenal fatigue. So I find that 9 times out of 10, it's really not the hormones that I have to treat when women are struggling at any phase. It's calming down their adrenal glands. I find that a lot in practice. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'll be back in 20 minutes and I'll show you the final result. Okay. See you soon. Hi, it's been 15 minutes and I just pulled them out of the freezer and I just want to show you the results. So here they are, little cutie pies. And this is what it looks like in the center. So I hope you can see that. Very pretty. And when I taste it, and always adjust the sweetness to your liking. Like I tasted it after I got off the video with you, and I was like, it needs just a little bit more sweetness. So do it to your taste. I don't like things super sweet, so adjust it to your taste. I really like crunch and texture in my chocolate. So for me, scrumdiddlyumptious. I made these yesterday. And these just have the seeds and the cardamom and the vanilla extract. And I also put some doTERRA tangerine essential oil for the antioxidants, for the flavor. Tangerine citruses are very uplifting, full of vitamin C. So this one, I'm sure I'm a chocolate head today. This one is way more like a truffle because there isn't all of this stuff in there and the other powders, right? It's just the chocolate and the 7 tablespoons of seeds and flavorings. So, and then these I made yesterday, and as you can tell, this is half of the chocolate mixture. So if you're worried about calories, and kind of tastes like a macaroon. So everything's listed on the blog. You can understand why I'm putting in everything as I'm putting it in. But just think about your food as medicine. Think about incorporating everything into your food, because it's just, I don't know, it just makes it easier, and it's more absorbable. It's just better. So we will see you the next time. If there are any topics that you want me to talk about, more of something that I've done in the past, comment below. And then of course, please like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. I post every Thursday at the very least. Okay, have a great day. Happy hormone regulating.